Well, sorry I'm a little late, you guys.
Pretty big. Or the economy and inflation. I've been saying that. You know, in 2016, I won because of the border, and I made it so good. It was so good within 2 months, we had the best border, and that was it. And then I could never talk about it. My people said, sir, they don't want to hear it. You fixed it. But the problem is this border is 20 times worse. What they've done here is crazy. They either hate the country or something's going on. My message to every service worker in Las Vegas and Reno is this: if you vote for me, inflation will end, your taxes will be cut massively, your wages will skyrocket, your savings and pensions will soar, and your retirement will be more prosperous. You're going to be so much more prosperous. You're going to be more secure. You're going to be safer. You're going to have a much better life. Just vote for me. Let's get it over with. Okay? Much better life. Much better life. Under Kamala, it will be massive inflation, massive layoffs, massive tax hikes, and massive misery and depression.
Hey, Kenneth.
Depression. Kamala Harris will kill the American dream. That's what she's doing. And for your children, they don't have a dream with these people. These people, look, she's a Marxist.
Thank you guys for hitting that like button.
Marxist is.
Appreciate it.
So let's put it simply, she's a communist. We're not going to have a communist leading our country. She's a communist. She's also known as the taxing queen. She loves taxes. This is the first time I've ever seen. I've been doing this stuff a long time, only for a short time on this side, but I became president. But I've been doing it for a long time. On the other side, writing checks and so I can contribute to guys like Senator John Cornyn of Texas and all. But I've never seen ever. All these great politicians are over here, where somebody's campaigning on massive tax hikes. She's campaigning, we will raise your taxes. And some people, they're not the smartest people, but they go, oh, thank you very much. I've never seen it. I've always heard politicians say, we will cut your taxes. Sometimes they don't mean it, but they say it. But these people openly say that they're going to raise your taxes. Well, let's give her credit for one thing. It's probably the only thing she's honest about. She's going to raise your taxes at levels never seen before, and she's going to drive out all the jobs in the country that I created. Her plan will raise taxes for the typical American family by at least $3,000 a year. Watch this tax video. You have to watch this.
Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax bill.
Calling for a full repeal of President Trump's tax cuts. If Kamala Harris was elected president, there are many different tax policies which could cripple the economy. But the first thing she wants to do is allow these Trump tax cuts to expire.
Even the New York Times admits that 85% of the middle class got a tax cut.
Americans will face a hike. The Tax Foundation finding that a couple with 2 kids making $165,000 a year would have to pay over $2,400 more in taxes.
And on day one, I will repeal that tax bill. Joe Biden and I are about to work to get rid of that tax cut. Joe and I are about to get rid of that tax bill. Joe Biden and I are about to get rid of that tax cut.
Everything from a 70 to 80% tax rate.
I think that's fantastic. We've got to increase the corporate tax rate. Part of that is going to be about repealing that tax bill that they just passed. And also looking at estate taxes are going to have to go up. We will tax capital gains, but we're going to have to raise corporate taxes.
Taxing unrealized gains just doesn't seem fair in any sense of the word.
When the value of your home goes up, you pay higher taxes even if you don't sell your home.
Your value of your home never moves the way the stock moves to say, we're going to tax what you don't have. That's a sore point, and it's a big deal. Is that something you think she firmly believes in?
I think it's part of the proposals of the campaign.
Under my plan, there will also be a carbon fee. There has to be some connection between the fee and bad behaviors, and there has to be, in that we have to monitor whether it's going to be passed on to consumers. But I'm going to tell you that should never be the reason not to actually put a fee, and in particular, a carbon fee.
Kamala Harris is going to significantly raise taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up.
Kamala's plan will raise families' taxes by nearly $2,600 a year. Under Kamala, prices have already soared. Now she'd make it worse with even higher taxes.
Taxes are going to have to go up.
President Trump will cut taxes again. No taxes on tips, overtime, or Social Security.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Yay. Oops.
So she's looking to increase your taxes, the biggest economic disaster it will be in American history. I will deliver, and I'll tell you what, we're gonna show you some things pretty soon that are gonna be amazing. What we've done compared to what they've done, we've had the most successful presidency ever. They had a disaster. They've had a disaster. The biggest inflation ever. We talk about the senior citizens. The only reason I did that for the senior citizens is they've been devastated. It's been taken away from them. Everything's been taken away because of their inflation. So I'll deliver the biggest economic boom in American history. It's going to be the biggest. Take a quick look. You see what that says? But let's get back to business, because who the hell cares what it says? Look at that. I love the unrealized capital gain. In other words, it's an unrealized gain, but they're going to tax it anyway. That's a beauty. That'll be the first in history. And in Detroit yesterday, we had a great day in Detroit because we announced we're bringing the car industry back at levels never seen before. And we're going to make interest on car loans fully tax deductible. Because affording a car is essential to restoring the American dream. We're going to restore the American dream. To bring jobs and factories and wealth racing back to the United States, we will have a 15% made in America corporate tax rate. Cutting the tax from 21 to 15, but only for those who make their product. Remember this. I'm the one that got it down from almost 40% to 21. Everyone said that was impossible. That led to a job boom, the biggest boom we've ever had in this country, and the numbers were great. Now,
welcome, Mahan.
It was better than competitive. It was good, but it wasn't the best. Now I'm bringing it down to 15, but only if you manufacture to make your product in the U.S. How good is that? Right, Michael? You have to make it here. You know, I had one of the top Wall Street guys call me. They said, "Who the hell gave you that idea?" How simple is that?
Did the wrong one. Did the wrong one.
If you make your product here, you get a lower tax. You don't hear it.
Oh, I'm
It seems
sorry,
so simple,
Mahan.
like the
Oh,
paperclip.
man.
Some guy made the paperclip a long time ago, and everybody looked and said, "Why the hell didn't I think of that?" Right? And for those who don't make their product in America, they'll be forced to pay a stiff tariff for the privilege of competing with our cherished companies that we are going to protect.
Mahan is back.
Because they're stealing our jobs, our treasure, our wealth, and we will take in hundreds of billions of dollars to benefit American citizens and pay. We are going to pay off debt. We're going to reduce your taxes still further as an individual.
Welcome, Costa.
And we will be at a level of prosperity.
There's
it's
another
called
one.
growth
Dang.
That we haven't seen in
Dun, dun,
60
dun,
years.
Dun, 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 dun,
Her,
dun, dun, dun,
you're
dun.
going to have a 1929 style depression. And remember, you know the hat, it says Trump was right about everything. I really was right about it. I was right about it. You're going to have a 1929 style, not recession, depression. My pro-American trade policies are one of the major reasons why I've been overwhelmingly endorsed by the rank-and-file membership of the Teamsters, including 60% of the Teamster members in Nevada. Can you believe that, huh? Where are the Teamsters? Do we have any Teamsters? Are you guys? Where are the Teamsters? Thank you. They're good people. Traditionally, they go Democrat. But we got all over the nation, they endorse Trump, along with the police, along with the firefighters, along with everybody.
Along with everybody.
Along with anybody that's sane. We got.
Yeah, everybody that's sane.
You know, don't forget, we're the party of common sense. We really are. You need.
Hey, all you people, please like.
You need good
Thank you for the
elections.
likes.
You need a fair press. You need a lot of good things. You need a lot of good things, and we're going to have very good things. And you don't need criminals coming into your country either, by the way. So as we rebuild our economy, we will also restore our borders. And I've just come from Aurora. I just left Aurora, Colorado.
Hey, Volcano.
where the person that was in charge of your border, we call her border czar, Kamala, she doesn't know she's alive, I'm telling you. She is so bad. Did you see 60 Minutes? So I've done 60 Minutes many times. I even had the great Mike Wallace, who was actually a great one. Mike Wallace, the toughest of them all. He gave me a great one. But
Sorry, guys.
she was interviewed. Her answers were so bad that they put other answers in. They don't do that for me. You know, we're just the opposite. Her answers, they take it away and put new answers in. My answers, they just cut them up so that instead of 4 sentences that are perfect, it's 1 sentence.
Thank you,
That
Leo.
proceeds back, and all of a sudden, I used to say to him, why did you cut the hell out of my paragraph?
You guys
do
are
the weave,
hilarious.
right? Always a weave, right? And always end up in the right location. But I said, why did you do that, 60 Minutes? And remember I had with Leslie Saul a big fight. Because she said, the laptop
That's right,
from
Dean.
hell came
Good
from
one, man. Good
Russia.
one.
And I said, Leslie, it came from the bedroom of Hunter Biden. It didn't come. And then I proved to be right, and I'm still waiting for them to apologize. But I'll tell you, what they did with her, I believe, is the biggest scandal
Yeah, it
in
did,
broadcast
Darla.
history. I do. If
Dun
that
dun
were me
dun dun.
right now, I probably
Dun
wouldn't
dun
be
dun
allowed to
dun dun
speak.
dun 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 dun.
They'd have me tied up like, sir, would you come this way, please? And when you think about it, I've been investigated more
Welcome,
than
Kim.
Alphonse Capone, right? He was a killer. If he didn't like you, he would immediately kill you. I've had more investigations. These are corrupt people that we're dealing with. But what happens is this. What CBS did and 60 Minutes did. Think of it.
I'm having
Her
technical
answers were
difficulties,
terrible
guys.
Because she's only, and I say it very respectfully, she's not a smart person. And we've had 4 years of that, and we can't have another 4 years because Russia and China and everybody, they're eating our lunch. We can't have another 4 years. So
You're right,
I
Leo.
don't get it. I don't get it. And oh, by the way, we're leading in all the polls. Yeah. We're leading, so we're leading, but we have to make it too big to rig, right? Too big to rig. We're
Too
leading
big
by
to
some
rig.
pretty good margins too. Michigan, we're leading. The car industry. Those auto workers love Trump because, we'll be ending that electric mandate very quickly. And we love electric cars. But, we want them for some people and some people not. We want gasoline propelled. We want hybrids, which are good. The only one we don't want, the one we don't want? There's a certain car, hydrogen car. They have a new car. The problem is it doesn't go bad often. And it's
But it
quite
blows
efficient.
up.
But when it blows up, you're unrecognizable.
Exactly. It's a shame.
Is that my husband on the tree? Let me take a look. I can't tell. Go ahead. I can't tell. No, I don't want that one. I'm not going to do that one. They say they think they
Dun
can
dun
fix
dun
it.
dun.
The word is not
Dun 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 dun
acceptable.
dun 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 dun.
Forget about the future, right? But we have a lot of alternatives, and we got the endorsement of Elon Musk. You know that. And he said it's absolutely imperative we're going to save our country. I have to win. He gave me the strongest. He's a great guy, and he makes some great things. He helped us so much with North Carolina and Georgia. He sent his Starlink and had no communication whatsoever in some area. And they said, sir, do you know Elon Musk? I said, I do. Do you think you could get a Starlink? I said, what the hell is that? Explain to me. But essentially, it's
Dun 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 dun.
I called him up. I said, North Carolina in particular is in big trouble. It's almost
Anita
cut off
was
from the
just eaten
mainland.
by a shark.
And they have no community. All their lines are down. This was a terrible thing. And the government's done very little. The federal government's done nothing. She's done nothing. She was like she's doing interviews on these stupid shows, and she's got to get there because they really have problems. But he said, well, I'll tell you. And we talked for about a second, and then I get a message from the people in North Carolina. We want to thank you that the Starlink will be coming soon. I said, Elon, Elon, how did you do that? We're talking. You agreed to do it, and now I get a call before we hang up that they expect it to be delivered. Nah, he's a great guy. He's a great guy. Saved a lot of lives. He saved a lot of lives.
Good
in North
one, Leo.
Carolina. He helped the governor of Georgia. Georgia governor's doing a very good job, but they helped the governor of Georgia with the Starlink a lot. And he was there. I'll tell you, he was there, so he's good. He's our friend, right? Right. Kamala Harris has supported a savage Venezuelan prison gang. Other than that, they're fine people. Known as Tren de Aragua. Did you ever hear them? Tren de Aragua. But don't smile because they'll knock that smile off your face. They're not nice people. That has taken over an entire apartment complex. You know, they are like me. They're in the real estate business. The difference is I do it with financing. They do it with weapons that we've never even seen before. Where do they get these weapons? And is terrorizing the residents at a level never seen. They literally walk in and tell them, get the hell out of your apartment. They took over
I was eating
complexes.
cookies, Maureen.
And they have a radical left governor who's petrified.
Sharks are
He
eating
doesn't
trolls.
want anything to do with it. He's afraid. He's chicken shit, okay? He's afraid.
Muffin was eating dog food. Chomp, 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 chomp.
They're breaking down doors. They're collecting the rent.
French fries.
Isn't it nice? They just come over from Venezuela. They are
He knows
collecting
what that
the rent.
means,
You think
Darla.
and you know what the landlord
I'm not
said?
offended.
Whatever you'd like, sir. You'd like to collect my rent, whatever you want. No, they are actually going around collecting the rent from now on. Let me tell you, if I were president now, those guys would be out of here before you left this room. Send them back. We're sending them back.
I want popcorn.
But they're shooting people. They're smashing jaws, breaking skulls. Watch this video. You're not
I
going to
know where I
believe
can get some.
Open borders, deadly consequences.
Border crisis. Record high crossings are putting a strain on cities across America. It is a full-blown invasion.
Armed Venezuelan gang members storming an apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado.
And when people talk about migrant crime,
I like
this
beer.
is what they're talking about. Biden and Harris
Hey,
have created
Roseanne.
a program to bring them in under humanitarian parole.
I am
Good
in
idea,
favor of
Tom.
saying that we're not going to treat people who are undocumented across the border as criminals.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been released into the United States.
My 20-year-old daughter, Kayla Hamilton, was murdered in her own room. Kayla's murderer was apprehended by Border Patrol crossing illegally into the U.S.
Kayla's murderer had been improperly released into the United States.
Abolish ICE. Yeah, we need to probably...
Yum, Maureen.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
More than a dozen people suspected of being Tren de Aragua gang members right here in San Antonio.
The gang members had been terrorizing the apartment complex.
New details in the murder of Lake and Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national.
And was paroled and released into the country by the Biden administration.
Two men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder in the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
Court documents suggest a group of men arrested for beating and robbing a Dallas woman last month are members of a Venezuelan street gang.
Manuel Hernandez was booked by Colleyville police just 2 days earlier and released the day before the robbery.
These are our new citizens. These are the new people. These are the people that we have coming into our country, and we're now known as, and all throughout the world, as an occupied country. We're an occupied country, can you believe? And you know, they have a lot of people. If you think about it, 21 million, not including the gotaways. You know what a gotaway is? Those are the people that just run and nobody knows who the hell they are. But we have 21, think of this, 21 million people, 13,000 murderers, to be exact, 13,099 murderers. The biggest drug lords
13,099
They got them all out of
murderers.
Caracas, Venezuela. Do you know that Venezuelan crime went down 72%? Because they put all their criminals into the good old USA.
Yes.
We're not going to stand for
I
it.
do,
We're an
Maureen.
occupied
What's her name?
state that refuses
Kate.
to let our
Kate
great law
something.
enforcement professionals do the job that they so dearly want to do. You know, the law
Kate.
enforcement wants to do the job. They really want to do
I
the
believe
job,
her name is
and they're
Kate.
not allowed to
I
do
can't
the
remember her
job.
last
They
name.
want to do it so badly. They're so good, but they don't want to lose their pension. They don't want to be fired and lose everything. lose their family, lose their house. But to everyone here in Nevada and all across our nation, I make this vow to you. November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America. Liberation Day.
Agreed. Well, baby toys, just stick around and listen. For real, listen. It does make sense if you really listen. Hello, Donna. USA, 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 USA. Hawaii for Trump?
My teleprompter people do a great job. Thank God I don't
I
use
know, right,
teleprompters
darling?
so much.
Kate Steinle, that's it, Steinle.
They do a great job. No, I said, I look at the teleprompter's totally gone. I said, what the hell happened? The sign fell on top of it. But I can level with you. Did you see her? Now, here's the good thing. Isn't it nice to have a guy that doesn't need a teleprompter? As a president. A potential
It is
president
nuts,
that
Dean.
doesn't need a
Same in
teleprompter.
America.
When you use it gets very boring when you use one. But how about her?
Thank you,
There was
Leo.
32 days left, and her teleprompter. You know, a teleprompter goes bad a lot. If you rely on a
Baby, that's
teleprompter,
because
in
you
other words,
can't
if you're
think
like Biden,
right.
where
Because
he
you've been
couldn't function
brainwashed.
without
That's
a
why you
he
don't
couldn't function with
understand
a
him.
teleprompter.
It's
But
okay.
if you
We
need
all
a
understand
teleprompter,
him.
Like to, do like
Please
she
don't
did.
vote.
It was just announced. Did you see the
You're
picture?
just a baby.
She did a town hall using a teleprompter. You can't do that. No, think of it. You're walking around. There's no teleprompter. She's reading a teleprompter. It's following. Oh, it's terrible.
Dun, dun,
You
dun,
can't have
dun.
her as your president.
Dun, 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 dun,
You can't
dun,
have
dun,
her as
dun,
your
dun,
president.
dun.
But did you see where she was 32? It was 32 days, so she's going. And I'm watching her. I said, what the hell's wrong with her? She goes 32, and the teleprompter went out.
Dun, 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 dun.
She meant 32
Dun,
days
dun,
to
dun,
the
dun,
election.
dun.
So she goes 32, 32, 32, 32, 32, 32. I said, what the hell is wrong with her? I called the First Lady. I said, First Lady, what the hell is wrong with her? 32. And then, thank goodness for her, the teleprompter kicked back in.
Yes,
But
I'm
usually
live
it doesn't
streaming.
kick back in. Usually it doesn't.
RSBN.
You got to be out there.
So we can all
I would
watch
say
Trump
5%
together,
of
Ray.
the time, if you want to do this
Join us or
professionally,
leave,
like
we
if
don't
you
care.
want to run for president someday, no matter how good you're, because I have a guy, Gabe.
It's not illegal. It's
I've
Trump.
had some real bad ones, but I have Gabe. Some of the bad ones, they go so fast. I will go and pop, 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 pop. I say, slow the damn down. No, a good one is really like gold, right? But I don't use them that much because I find it's very boring. The concept I use, but I don't like it. But if you want to run for president, you have to
Woohoo,
listen to
Mario,
5% of the
welcome.
time. Even if you have
Glad
good
to
people,
see you.
you're not going to have a teleprompter. For instance, when you do outdoors, I was with Bernie Moreno. He's doing very well for the Senate, and I think he's going to win in Ohio. He's got a chance, and I'm way up. And I went out, and I didn't want to do it because I said the weather's too bad, but that's okay. I did it. We had 45
Dun,
mile
dun,
an hour
dun,
winds. This is
dun.
in Ohio. That's like,
Dun, 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 dun,
this,
dun,
I thought
dun,
we were
dun,
in
dun, dun.
Scotland, actually. And the teleprompters were bending because they're not strong. They're bending. They're going over. And that didn't matter because within about 2 minutes, they blew off the stage. They actually blew off. And we had 50,000 people. I'm standing there like this. I didn't have any notes, nothing. And you know what? He won the election. Thank you
Dun,
very
dun,
much,
dun.
President Trump. He won
Dun, 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 dun.
And other than a few people that saw the things flying away, they flew away beautifully. Nobody even knew. So anyway, no, there's something wrong with her. When you can't
Welcome,
get up
Vicky.
and make a speech like normally, like with all the work we do, you'd think you could for 40 minutes. Well, she makes very short speeches too. Do you ever notice they're like 10 minutes? It's ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry,
I'd like to
Kenneth.
thank you. My name is Kamala.
Hey, he sounds like me.
And she, she'll speak like so routinely. And I hate the word. They had word salad. The words. I don't like the sound of it, but it's sort of true. She just they're just words. They're put together. They don't mean anything. How the hell can we have a person like this to be our president?
You guys crack me up.
But I will round up the illegal alien
funny.
gang members, and they will be put in jail or thrown out of our country until not a single one is left. And we're going to call it Operation Aurora, if you don't mind, okay?
Right, Jenny.
Because they were the first to come. And this is happening all over the country, by the way. If they come back, it's an automatic
Woohoo,
10
Donna.
years in jail with no possibility of parole. Because we don't want them to come back. They got to stay out. And I'm hereby calling for the death penalty for any migrant that kills an American citizen.
Thank you.
Or a law enforcement officer.
Oh, I like the big MAGA hat too. Looks like mine kind of. Trump, 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 Trump. Welcome,
Thank you very
Leandro.
much. No, we have to do that. We have to do it. They're violent people.
Thank
These
you,
are
Leo.
violent. Remember when Kamala said, people that come into our country are far less likely to commit a crime.
BS. They've already committed
The
a
fact
crime.
is, they make our criminals look like very fine people. And that includes our murderers. They are very fine people. These people make us look like a bunch of babies, okay? And we're getting them the hell out of our country. They're destroying our country. They're ruining lives. We're getting them out. Kamala's open border policy will destroy Medicare and Social Security for seniors because they're stuffing them there. They're putting them everywhere, but they're stuffing them in. She let in 21 million people and wants to make them all citizens. She wants to make them citizens because there's no way of telling. They have no records. They have no anything. They let them in totally unvetted. Everyone's coming in, the murderers and whoever. She wants to have them come in, and then they can loot, they can plunder,
Vicky,
they can take everything
I'm so
that
sorry.
you've made in your life. They can destroy your lives. They can kill you. They can hurt you. She wants to make them all citizens. It's crazy. It's crazy. Remember, we're the party of common
Love
sense.
you back,
and you know
Leo.
that doesn't work. A new study released this week found that if Kamala gets her way, illegal aliens will drain Medicare and Social Security to the tune of
Right,
$2
Muffs?
trillion. In other words, they'll be useless, they'll be worthless. You won't get your Social Security worth. She'll kill it. And she has no idea, economically, with finance, she has no idea what the hell she's talking about. They asked her a simple question. When they asked her the other question, that was a disaster because she said, yes, I'll change a lot of things from Biden. And then she gets in trouble because he hates her so much. And she, what do you mean you'll change? So now they're fighting. So she doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's angry. Her people want her to say she'll have nothing to do with Biden
Right,
because he's
Sean.
a disaster. And then she wants to say that she's okay, but Biden doesn't want that. So so they go back and forth. This poor woman doesn't know what the hell is happening. I will protect Medicare and Social Security with no cuts.
That was
We're not
beautiful,
gonna have any
Maureen.
cuts. And we're not going to raise the age. She's going to raise the age by 7 years on Social Security. We're going to have no cuts whatsoever, and we didn't have any. And there'll be no benefits for illegals, by the way.
Glad you're here, Leandro.
Already, Kamala is ransacking Medicare to pay for the Green New Scam. Do you know what the Green New Scam is? She actually wants $93 trillion.
Mario.
That's bigger than our budget.
No
for
cat
our
calls.
country. 93. You know who made it up? AOC plus 3. We said, did you go to college on the environment? No. Do you have anything to do? This is AOC, right? Do you have anything to do with the environment? No. But I've decided that this is the way it is. All buildings in New York are going to be ripped down and new buildings are going to be built without windows. Because you see, a window is environmentally unfriendly, having to do with the heat, the gases, and the sunlight. The ideal building is tall, thin, with no windows whatsoever. It's a hard sell. If you can get somebody to buy it, you can sell anything. It's the only thing. Now, they have the craziest thing I've ever, but the total cost is $93 trillion. So if you add us, China, every other country in the world, and gave us about 40 years, we might be able, these people are crazy. They're destroying our country. They use it almost as a method of hurting us and hurting
Dun,
our
dun,
country.
dun, dun.
And some countries
Dun
laugh
dun
at it.
dun
You know,
dun
China
dun dun
laughs at
dun
it.
dun dun
Kerry
dun
goes
dun
over
dun
there on
dun
his
dun dun
private
dun
jet to
dun
hand
dun
speech with President Xi.
dun.
We don't want you to use coal. Oh, okay, we'll work on that. We're going to start working on it. In the meantime, he's building
Dun
a
dun
coal
dun
plant
dun
a week.
dun dun dun
Oh, we'll work on that.
dun.
Kerry goes, he promised he'd work on it. He promised. What a fool. Oh, it's so embarrassing. You know, these people are very streetwise. They're brilliant people, and they're at the top of their game. We have a man that 30 years ago wasn't at the top of the game, and she's worse. I'm telling you, she's not as
Welcome,
smart
Red
as
Bull.
Biden. Watch. And you see it now, and she's fading rapidly
Dun,
in the
dun, dun.
polls. The only reason she was
Dun
okay
dun dun dun
is
dun dun
because
dun
nobody
dun
knew who the hell she
dun.
was. They said Harris. Who the hell is that? They didn't know who she was. And now they're learning that she's a communist. We're learning that all sorts of bad things about her. She's further left than Pocahontas. Do you know Pocahontas? Remember when they wanted me to apologize to Pocahontas? I said, I'll do it, because I destroyed her presidential campaign. She was leading for president, and then she said she was an Indian. Why are you an Indian? Because my mother told me I had high cheekbones. This was... You can't get in trouble when you're telling the truth. That was her reason. And then when I heard that, I said, oh, let's call her Pocahontas.
Sharky's fat tonight.
And because she didn't look like an Indian to me. But we drove her crazy, and then she fell for it. She went out and did a test, remember? And it came back.
We got a cute shark tonight, don't we?
1024th. In other words, somewhere in a million years, there may have been one guy there. And she was so happy. Remember? She was so happy that she released the finding. She thought it was good because maybe there was a tiny little chance. And then I said,
Good night, Leo.
I have more Indian blood than she has, and I have none, unfortunately. I'd like to have some. No, I'd like to have some. I would be very honored. But I have none.
Got that right,
But
Maureen.
I think I have more than she has. And that was the end of her political career. She likes me very much, but Pocahontas. Because of the Medicare cuts,
Help to
Kamala
the yes,
passed with
David.
her
We're all
tie-breaking
Trumpsters
vote
on this
the
channel.
Inflation Creation Act. Did you ever hear of the... I changed the name. If you, I take a
Please
little,
join us.
Much less liberty than 60
Glad you're
Minutes
here,
takes,
David.
by the way. They would take the whole damn thing.
Hey,
out and
Maddie,
write it for her.
welcome.
No, it's called the
Dun, 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 dun.
Inflation Reduction Act, right?
Dun, dun,
And
dun,
I
dun,
thought,
dun, dun,
this is
dun, dun,
bullshit.
dun, 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 dun,
You're
dun.
right. The Inflation Reduction Act, and I call it the Inflation Creation Act. So that's not nearly as bad as 60 Minutes, right? 60 Minutes just took everything out. They say, listen, we put her on. She gave us this answer.
Agreed,
if
David.
People hear this answer.
Glad you're
she
here.
will immediately be thrown off. I mean,
Smash
it's
the
so
like
bad.
button, please.
So why don't we just give her a new answer? So they took it out and
Right,
gave
Mobs?
her an entirely new
Moves?
answer. If I ever did that, or if that were ever about like a Republican,
Hello,
it would be the
Nikki.
biggest scandal in history. I think it's going to be anyway.
Ritzy.
60 Minutes should be taken off the
It's
air.
the
for what
Schweiz
they've
Real.
done. It should be taken off the air. And you know what else, John? They should lose their license, because that's not just
You're
a
right,
little bad
Leandro.
stuff. You know, they have licenses. These networks have they're worth billions of dollars. But the one thing is, it says you have to be honest. That's election interference. They're interfering with the election. Am I right? They should lose their license, and 60 Minutes should be taken off the air.
Yeah, take them off the air, liars.
Because of a vote, 560,000
Treason.
seniors are set to lose their Medicare
Election
Advantage plans.
interference.
Did you know that? Oh, did I ruin your evening? No, it's going to
Wait,
happen in
Maddie.
the next few weeks.
Wake 'em up,
Because
wake 'em
of
up.
her vote, 560,000 seniors will lose
Yo,
their plan.
Nikki.
In other words, Kamala is shafting fixed income seniors
America.
on Medicare to fund
I'm in Alabama right now.
$7,500 tax credits for rich people to buy luxury electric cars. You know, we're subsidizing
Right,
this whole
Paul?
crazy thing with the, again, I love electric cars, but you can't do this. You can't do this. They don't go far. Lots of little problems. They're made in China. We don't have the material. But you know what we do have? A lot of gasoline is down there. A lot of gasoline.
Nikki, ich wohne in den USA.
Save Medicare Advantage. So seniors, you must vote for Trump or you're going to have a very unhappy rest of your life.
Me
But you
too,
gotta
Vicky.
Get out and vote.
Yeah, let's go,
You
Brandon.
know, I learned the other day, I was saddened by it, because I have the endorsement of the NRA. I have
So
all
glad
the,
you guys are here.
I have everybody endorsement. So, but here I was
Trump,
saddened by this.
Nikki Trump.
Evangelicals, where I'm like at 90%, but
Trump,
they
Trump,
typically
Trump.
don't vote very much. In other words, they vote like 15, 20%.
MAGA
If the
baby. Welcome,
evangelicals
Greg.
would vote, we would win in a landslide.
Woo,
So
woo, Nikki, woo,
evangelicals,
woo.
you got a lot of them here.
Good
Please vote.
comment.
The other ones, there are two groups, especially.
That's
Many
right.
vote
You're
very,
so
very
welcome, Dean. Come on back.
disproportionately low. The other group, you know who doesn't vote? Gun owners. Gun owners. They don't vote.
This is MAGA country,
This
Maddie.
has been true for 50 years. I think it's a rebellious thing, okay? It's rebellion. They're having a rebellion. Gun owners, get out and vote. Evangelicals,
Welcome,
get
Bradley.
out. Or you're going to have somebody in office that's going to destroy your country.
I'm loving you guys.
You also need to defeat your disastrous radical Democrat Senator Jackie Rosen and elect a great patriot to defend your Washington values and your values in Reno. Although I don't know Reno.
I was born
Can
in
I talk
America,
about great
Nikki.
values in Reno? Yeah, I think I can. I'm not sure if
been
everybody's going to believe that
Basler,
one,
Ian.
but I believe it. I know a lot of great people from Reno. We
But I'm
have
American.
values and all different values, and you have great values here.
My children were born in
Jackie
Switzerland.
Rosen is a disaster. She
I'm a
votes
dual
virtually
citizen.
100% of the time. Originally, you know, she was a big
Kamala
Barack Hussein
Hayyanallah.
Obama. Have you ever heard of him?
I love
Remember
it.
Rush Limbaugh? Rush Limbaugh, he'd go.
Welcome,
he'd be talking
Jesus.
about it, we'd go, Barack, he'd like
Jesus.
falling asleep. Barack Hussein Obama.
Jesus, right?
Barack Hussein Obama. We miss Rush, right? But we've got Sean
Denise
Hannity
is in
and
the
we've got
house.
Laura, we've
Welcome,
got
girlfriend.
Jesse, we've got Gutfeld. How do you like Gutfeld? I did his show. You know, I did his show.
Luckily,
And he had
yum.
the highest rating last week, 2 weeks ago. I did his show. He had the highest rating in the
Nikki.
history of his show. And he won the entire week in television. How about
Emma de
that?
luckily.
No, he's good.
No,
You
we're
know,
in
he used to hate
Alabama
He used to hate
tonight.
me. He used to hate Trump. And then after about a year, I just said, that guy really doesn't like me much. Gutfeld, he's a great guy. And very
Maddie's
talented
not a
guy, but
troll.
he hated me. Oh, it was terrible. And saying bad things. And then after about a year, I noticed it was a change. He said,
Maddie's
you know,
MAGA.
I don't
Woo
know this guy,
woo.
but he does everything.
I know
Everything
MAGA
he
when I
says,
see
he gets it
MAGA.
done. Like,
It's okay,
he
Gawkle,
defeated
Gawkle.
ISIS
Glad you're
in
here.
record time. He said he was going to do that. He gave you the largest tax cuts in history, and he said he was going to do it. He got it passed in Congress. He gave you the largest regulation cuts, and he goes through this list. I didn't even know I did that much stuff. But he
It's
said, you know,
Nevada.
I'm starting to like him, actually.
Oh, I
He said,
will.
would you
I
rather
will,
have a
Maureen.
guy that you really
Maybe,
like,
Nikki,
but he
maybe you
gets
should
nothing done,
speak
or a guy that
English.
you
She
can't
can speak
stand,
English.
and everything gets done that's good for the country?
We're just being
I
Swiss
built-
girls.
I built hundreds of miles of wall.
Oh, you're so welcome, Gawkle, Gawkle.
I built
Glad
hundreds,
you're here.
571 miles of wall.
Thanks,
I was going to
Nikki.
add to it, much more than I said I was going to build. He said he
Danke
built the wall. He built-
vielmals.
Now, I will say this, I was going to add 200
It's
miles
fun to
more.
speak Swiss with
I
Nikki.
didn't promise
Just
to do
saying.
that, but I thought it would be good. And when they came in, they sold a lot of that for 5 cents on the dollar. And I said, you know what? I think they want open borders. That's when I learned.
Welcome,
I think they want open
Rajendran.
borders. But Gutfeld was great. So anyway, he had these great ratings. And now he's really likes me a lot because he says, he does everything he says he's going to do. And I say I'm going to do more than anybody else says they're going to do.
Promises made,
Because I'm a
promises
worker
kept.
And I know how to get things done. So
Trump gets things done. You better believe it. Woo woo! Oh, me too,
So
Marty.
I would
Mind
like
me,
you, if
Maddie.
you would, because he's a spectacular man. And I'll be honest with you. Stan, would you stand up, please?
I love when he acknowledges people in the crowd. He's so wonderful.
There is nobody that has ever run for the Senate that has given up so much. He's given up so much. He's a great war hero. And he Here's
Sorry,
my
I'll be
total
right
and
back.
complete, as I say, endorsement. Thank you, Sam, very much. Thank you.